better than my parents. So
I'm not my parents, and I think I get to learn from mistakes that they've made. Right. But I still think there aren't, like, I don't have examples of families that have stayed together. They're like fables. It's like, oh, my friend's best friend's grandma is in a 50-year like marriage. They're 92 and they've been together.
Back when nobody could divorce because it was super scandalous.
Right. But I mean, I'm sure that they've been through their ups and downs and they've like stuck it out. But those are the stories. I'm like, it's still just like one, two, like a little story here, like you hear about it, but do you ever see it?
My man and I call it the 1%. We say that there are 1% of people who stay married, and who are actually in a good relationship that they should stay in. And really, I mean, that sounds full of ourselves to call ourselves a 1%, but you hope you are, obviously.
Like,
you hope that you're
1%?
that little...
That sounds like don't do marriage.
But I'm not saying it's 1% of people that are going to succeed and that's it, 99% going to fail. All I'm saying is I don't think enough people take time to make sure they're really happy in their relationship and that they really are getting fulfilled. So when you start looking for it, I think you start seeing it.
I think because people are too afraid to start all over. They feel like they've invested so much in their relationship, like, no, I can't let it go now. I have to start all over. And people are scared of change.
Mm-hmm. And as they get older, definitely.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, I'm old. Like, who else am I going to find?
And to go back to what we were saying about divorce, society sets it up so it's hard to start over. They make it difficult. Your finances are going to be wiped out. You're going to have to relocate. You're going to have to do this whole crazy, and you're going to have a stigma attached to it.
Because you're divorced.
Actually, I don't think there's a stigma anymore.
I disagree. I'm watching it right in front of my eyes. And if you go back to where I'm from, I agree. In LA or somewhere like that, it's very, very normal. Where I'm from, if you get a divorce, it's like,
and it's a smaller town, so it's like everyone
She's from Indiana.
Yeah, so like the flyover states, there's a stigma still, a major stigma.
But and how about this? In marriages, the number one issue for divorce is finances. Why do you think that is? Like, do you think people just don't talk about finances? Like, how does that become the thing that breaks people apart?
This goes from all the way to education systems, and don't even get me started on that topic, okay? But I feel like first of all, they should reintegrate and reevaluate our academic system and put in personal finance classes.
That is true.
Which are much more relevant to our society and something that we can actually apply to day by day versus, hey, don't get me wrong, I love U.S. history, but there's no point in learning U.S. history for the past. Yes.
But how about there's no point in learning calculus if you don't even know how to take care of your own finances?
If you're not even planning on being an accountant, okay?
Like, I do not use calculus in my daily life, but personal finances every day.
But that goes when it comes to marriage. Don't you think that finances?
It's a big thing.
Sometimes don't you think they're a little bit of a symptom, not the problem necessarily? Like, so one of you is a big spender, let's say, and one of you wants to save or whatever. I think it all comes back to you don't line up on your basic goals and values, which are the woman thinks you maybe should save more for your family and your kids, and the man thinks we should have adventure and live our life day by day, not save so much, or whatever it is. I think it all comes back to your basic goals and values, which you have to line up in the very beginning.
Yep, true.
But I also don't like the idea that his money is now your money. I really wish in marriage it would be easier to just keep your money completely separate.
And you can.
But how can you do that? But then it's like you're not. I feel like that is part of it.
And you should have a separate thing.
You should have.
Every woman should have her own separate something.
Yeah.
I should have like my spending money. You should have your spending money. But
and then a joint account.
But most of the money should be together. Like
once you integrate your lives, though, you have to think you start paying bills out of the same pocket because you have the same house.
Split it up, just like as if
you're
going to
pay half the rent. If someone makes 75% of the income and the other person makes 25% of the income, they should pay equal.
That person should live like a person who makes less money. I think.
You want to live? Okay,
a woman who makes 1/5 of what my boyfriend makes, let me tell you, I'm not going to live with somebody who makes less money.
Well, as a single woman, you have to.
But you're saying as if you were going to get together with your boyfriend and like be married, you're basically telling you're going to watch your significant other live a lifestyle that's like so below yours.
My boyfriend would never let me do that. And what am I going to do? I can't worry about that.
Of course, you can treat each other, of course. But I'm just saying you shouldn't have to have joint bank accounts so that if you do get divorced, there's this messy thing about money.
You should have a joint bank account because when you have kids, you need that money to come from a pot sum that's like equal to both people.
So do you get, if I make more money, or let's say the guy makes more money. If the guy makes, I'm just making up numbers now, but because it's easy. He makes $70,000, I make $30,000 a year, just because it's a nice round number.
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
Combined income.
Calculus. Work for you there.
So, if our our money together, we'd have $100,000 pot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my spending money, should it be equal to his spending money?
No.
No, he should
I don't
get
think
more
it should
spending,
be.
more fun money
Because
than me.
he makes more money.
So
if
he's
you
gonna
make
go
more
out on your
money,
clothes and watch
you
people
can
I don't-
spend more money.
Oh, I don't like that at
No,
all.
I don't like that.
You are your own person, and I
You
feel-
are, but I think
This
when
is
you,
this is a single thing that you can't get out of though.
I think when
It's
you
like from
get
the previous episode.
I think if you're in a relationship, you have to be
it's
willing to
different. You
match.
have to like.
Well,
to
to
let
me,
people in.
relationships are not about finances. That's why I have such a big problem with the whole money issue.
It is about. I think it
I
is
think
about
when you
finance.
decide long term to combine your life, that that's what it happens.
Finance
Finances
is a
do
big
come in
issue.
there.
Yep. Me and the husband, whoever it is, like we have to both agree that we have to have both good credit scores. Both of us can't have
That's
debt.
one of those things you should discuss.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you can't have debt.
Before you get married,
One of-
not after.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and neither of us should have debt coming into the relationship.
What about student loans? Like, student loans are such a prevalent thing in our society today. People are laden with student loans. What if the guy who's making way more money, he has a ton of student loan debt and you don't? I mean, women can make more money than a guy.
Oh yeah, totally.
But let's say that is the case. Would you feel comfortable paying for his student loans?
Yeah, because
I
you
feel
want
like
him to
if
handle his
I-
own
I
finances.
would
love that person so much. I'm actually very. I don't have that much money, but when I do, I'm actually very generous with people all the time. Like I think like that's because you love somebody and you care for somebody. It sucks to see somebody suffer and like struggle. Like it just sucks, and vice versa. You know, like people don't like to see me struggle and they help me out.
And if they love you, they don't want. They have the ability to lessen that load for you.
That's
I'd be
exactly
like,
it. Because I used to feel more like that. No matter what happens, I read a book about women's finances, women's empowerment, have separate bank accounts, and I was all about it. I was all about it. I am not getting married and merging my money with this guy. I don't want to tell him what I'm spending. I don't da da da. And suddenly I'm dating this guy who makes more money than me, and I don't know if that's what it is. So my ideals about it just melted away. I don't know. But all of a sudden, I'm very open to I'll pay for this, he'll pay for that. It's an easier way because I don't have to keep track. I don't have to say, babe, I pay for this, this, and this month.
Oh,
so
I'm
you
not
owe me
saying
this,
keep
this, and
track. I'm just saying,
But I mean, you're
don't
saying
put your
I have to
money
spend
so
30%.
close together that when you get divorced, it's like you want
That's
to take
assuming you're gonna get
You're
divorced.
getting divorced. That's a prenup, girl. That's a verbal prenup right there.
Like when we get divorced, I don't want it to be messy, so let's just keep shit separate.
Or even in
You're
the
a little
case
bit different
of
when
you're
you start.
spending his money like it's your money.
See, but that's
But it's a
definitely a
partnership.
conversation.
If he wants
you
to
have
buy
have.
you something great, but if you're out there like buying Gucci and stuff just because he
What if
makes
you're a
more
stay-at-home
money,
mom, though? Should you not be able to spend the money because you don't make any money?
I feel
I
like
personally
there's
do not
That's
agree
not
with
fair.
people. I
You
think
gotta
that
be able to
people
pay
bring
bills and
things
go to
to
the
the
grocery store.
relationship. Like if you are a stay-at-home mom or dad, you should be pulling
Elements
weight
of dad.
in the
Yeah.
relationship. You should. I mean, depending on
It's
you're
a
such
job.
a baller that you get a maid to take care of your whole house.
Right.
But I mean, if you're not a regular person,
You have to
like
contribute.
you gotta. Your husband or wife doesn't want to come home after working a 10, 12-hour day and be like, oh, now I have to put the kids to bed and do the
Clean,
laundry
right,
and do
cook,
the dishes
yeah.
and clean the house. What have you been doing all day?
And so then to me, you're entitled to, it's your pool of money.
It's like,
You make
yeah,
it
and
is
I
it
mean,
half?
Just because you're not
Yes.
earning money at your job.
Because you're
I think
still
it's weird to
doesn't
put,
matter.
if we're going to put like $80,000 is our group pot and you're going to get, what's left, 20,000? So you're going to get 14,000 and I'm going to get 7,000 for fun money? That's like,
You shouldn't even think
Shut
about
up,
it. That's what it
Who's
comes
doing
down
more
to.
work,
When
though?
one person needs
But
something,
those
Both people
if-
are doing
if-
work though.
if
Both
someone
people are
is-
doing
but not the
equal amount of work.
equal, not the same kind of work.
I would,
No, but
you're
that's
definitely
a
gonna
value
make a lot of
on-
stay-at-home moms really, really mad because a lot of people say being a stay-at-home parent is a lot harder than going. to
and you
work
don't
every
get
day.
rewarded for it monetarily means that you shouldn't do it. That's like, oh, so our kids shouldn't have a parent who's like, we have the ability to have one of the parents stay home and like really take care of the kids and nurture and bring our children up, and so I can have spending money. I'm going to go out and work even though we could just share it.
We just did it again. We're on a whole other show.
Totally.
Well,
And now we're going
another
into
show.
children, about parenting, guys. 4 single women about to talk about parenting.
As you can see, the topic of marriage is very, very complicated, and we all have different opinions. Let us know how you feel about marriage. Do you think it's something that is relevant today? Do you think that it actually works? Let us know in your comments. I've been Natasha Midgley.
Tatiana.
Isabel?
And Sabrina.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.